These are flying squirrels, and we have a lot of them in the Venusburg area. People don't think that we do. They're nocturnal, and they only come out in the evenings, and they live in the large fir trees. They come down onto the ground at night, and they eat grass and bugs and nuts and things.
And mushrooms.
And what?
Mushrooms.
And mushrooms. And what happens is, unfortunately, our domestic kitties prey on them, and others prey on them because they're helpless. They can't run. Their little wings don't allow them to. So here is a few little tails. That's about all you get. And you find them. So if you see these, or your cat leaves those on your porch, or wants to bring you one, that is a flying squirrel tail of all sizes. And again, unfortunately, all we have here today also is a gray squirrel tail.
So are those native?
The gray squirrel is not native. They were brought in again for a food source back in the pioneer days. The flying squirrels, yes, they are native to the area. And we do have a lot of them. You never, ever, that of my knowledge, will ever see one yourself unless you go out late, late night, early morning when it's dark, and take a flashlight, and you might be able to see them. They're really, really hard to find. Except the tails. So, these are coyotes. You can tell that we have a lot of those. They're very, very, very nuisance animal. Years ago, they didn't run in such big packs. They were kind of on their own. But nowadays, they run in very, very, very large packs. Here's a river otter. I don't really know the whole story why we have this. My dad just had it. I don't know the story on this guy, but they're pretty laid back.
Where would you find those? That's big.
In the rivers, back lakes up in, up towards, well, Salmon Creek, and the larger creeks has them. La Center, Woodland, all those. And the way you can tell if you have these, if you go hiking around here and you'll see a bank, and you'll see it all smooth, it's because they're like cats. They play and play and play and play and play. So they'll go up on the bank and they'll slide down. Every time they go somewhere, they slide down on their bellies. So if you look up and you see a whole side of a mound and it's just smooth, like someone just smoothed it out, you'll probably find in somewhere into the embankment or something, there's probably an otter nest. Nutria and muskrats also will live in the banks, and they do some damage, but I really don't know the story about this fella and why he had to be removed. But he's beautiful, and they do get large. And this is a nutria. And they take these out because they're like rats, and they get so overpopulated, and they dig large holes in the banks and close to your edge of the banks. They eat a lot of the willow, swamp grass, but they're just considered a nuisance animal because they multiply like rats. And here's some more of the larger coons.
Wow. I used to think raccoons were little.
Yeah, they can reach up to 40 pounds plus. They can get pretty big, and they are very vicious. They will attack you, and when they do, They will not, they don't stop. They just take from one section of your body and they munch all the way up and back down again, and they wrap themselves around you. So you really...
That sounds like personal experience.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really cute when they come up and they're going like this, and they put their little hand out and they want you, give me a goodie. What's really cute is if you ever do that, give them a sugar cube. See, coons don't have saliva, so that's why they eat by the water, or they have to have a water source to dissolve their food. So people think that's so cute, they wash all their food because they're so sanitary. No, it's because they're moistening it so they can swallow it so they don't choke. But if you ever give a raccoon a sugar cube and it disappears in the water, they get really mad. And they look and 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 look.